Hey guys, back in the garage again. So last video I was talking about this tubular and how I think I can enlarge the throat to 75 mil, enlarge the spacer to 80 and put an 80 mil throttle body on it. So this morning I was looking at the intake, really checking things out on it, and I think we might be able to do a little bit more. Here, I'm going to show you. So I don't know how well you can see down there, guys. There's our modified tubular. And if you look to the right, it indents a little bit. So on the left side, we have our bolt boss. And I've decided that I don't want to trim that out. It'd be too hard to get the bolt in the bottom, and I just don't want to deal with it. But when I look at the intake, I can see that it necks in on the right side, and I still think there's a little something to be gained there. So if we look down the side of our intake, you can see it curves nice at the top, and then it indents in, which is, it touches the runner at the bottom, but I still think there's a little bit to be gained right above that. So I think if I heat this up and go with a smaller size socket than the big one I used at the entrance, I think we might be able to get a little bit more out of it. So let's give that a try. So this is just a little wooden stand I made just to protect the intake from banging off the garage floor when I'm hammering on it. And I got myself another socket and a larger extension. So let's get set up and we'll give it a shot. Alright everyone, I got the camera set up as best I can, and we're going to give it a shot here. Well, that did it, guys. It went down through there. Now the hard part. Okay, guys, I don't know how well you can see it. Okay everyone, this is about the best view I can get of it now. I think it opened up a little bit more. We'll have to go back and compare this with the other pictures. It definitely opened it up a little more, I just don't know how much. Unfortunately, I don't have any sockets that are just above this to pound down through there. I'd like to have another socket to make that a little bit bigger. However, just looking at it, it seems like I can see down through there better than ever before. Let's do a side-by-side on this. Alright everyone, I've been going over the pictures on this, and we've definitely flattened out the right side. So we've expanded it a bit more, which I think is going to offset the bolt boss right there. But I usually push things to the limits, and I usually wind up breaking something and then having to fix it. And that's what's pushing me right now to think we could do better than this. So I've got a 1 3/4 inch socket here, and that's what I was using to enlarge down in the throat area. This next one I have is a 1 7/8, but the difference in diameter of these guys, if I shove that all the way to the side there, the difference is quite substantial, actually bigger than I would like. But I don't have an in-between one, and I'm pretty cheap, so I'm not going to go out and buy one. So I guess we're going to heat it up and see if we can't drive it down through there. Actually, we're definitely going to heat it up and see if we can drive it down through there. Well, it is moving, guys. I don't know exactly what we're doing to the intake, but it's definitely moving, guys. Okay, guys, I don't know how well you can see it. We got it down to about there. Alright guys, so with the sockets we had, I'm taking too big a bite and this is going to tear. So I went and borrowed a couple smaller diameter sockets from a friend of mine and we're going to give those a try. There it is, guys. It dropped past the pinch. That's great. Okay, guys. Now we're getting to have one very large GT40 tubular. But I don't know if I'm pressing my luck or not, but I actually think we can go bigger. Wow, that's a lot bigger than even when we dyno tested it before. So after looking at it, guys, these GT40 intakes, I'd say they're pretty resilient. I've seen some different posts on the internet before asking how much boost a tubular can take. I think this thing can take a lot of boost. I'm really stretching this thing, and boy, it's taking it. The only reason it split right there actually was that's where I ground the weld off and it was a little bit thin. Let's throw caution to the wind. Let's keep trucking. Okay, guys, we just switched back to the bigger socket and we're going to give it a whirl. This might split this thing wide open, but we'll give it a try. Alright guys, we did it. I'm pretty happy about that. That's pretty cool. Alright. Well, we did it, guys. It was a success. Started with this 1 3/4 socket, which measures 2 1/4 across. And as you guys saw in the video, it went down through there pretty easily. So the only socket I had at the time was this guy, which measures 2 5/8 across. Started pounding it down, and that's where you guys saw the big wrinkle somewhere about there. And at that point, I was pretty sure we were going to tear the intake. It was just expanding too much, trying to take too much at one time. So I was able to track down a socket that a friend of mine had. This one measures 2 1/2 across. We got that down through there, as you saw. And then we stepped back up to the 2 5/8. And at that point, we'd moved enough material that that it was a lot easier to get this guy down through. So I'm really happy about the difference it made. The inside of this thing is just huge. I believe that is as far as you could take it, because now that I've expanded it, this thing is touching the bottom tubes. To go any further would actually start to bend this tube inward, and I don't want that. So for me, that's as big as it can go, other than maybe taking this bolt boss off, expanding it that way, but I'm just not willing to do that. The intake takes so little time to get on and off right now, even with having to put the lower bolt in under the throat where we did our initial mod right here. If I take this off, I don't know that I'm going to be able to fasten it, or I at least think it would be a lot more time consuming. Right now it's beautiful to put on, remove, whatever you need to do. So for me, that's as far as I'm going to go with the throat. We are going to open this up to 75 millimeters. I'm going to get a throttle body spacer that's already 75. We're going to open it to 80 and put the AccuFab 80 mil throttle body on. It may not make a lot more power, if any. My engine is only making 269 horsepower. It might not be able to take advantage of the mods I've done, but down the road, I'm sure it will definitely help. So we're going to get our lower back that's out getting welded. Going to port that. I hear the lowers are a big restriction on these intakes. And so my thought on the GT40, Cobra, and Explorer intake is this. There's three reasons why I like the tubular the best. The first one, obviously, it's a good looking intake. Maybe not this one, but we'll get it polished out and it should be pretty nice. The second one is the weight savings. While not a lot, it's still a weight savings, which is great. And the third one, you can do this mod to it. So I know everybody might not want to do this mod, but for me, this is awesome. So I couldn't be happier. And it actually worked out really well when it came around the bolt boss here. It got the contour back. When we had the big wrinkle, I didn't think this intake was ever going to look halfway decent again. But after the socket finally went through there, it seemed to massage it back in place rather well. So by the time we get this polished out, I think it'll be a really good looking intake. So thanks for following along with me, guys. I sure do appreciate it. Can't believe it. We're now at 458 subscribers today. And once again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Anybody that's taken the time to watch my videos, hey, I really appreciate that. And so I have some more content coming up soon. Hope you guys will follow along with me. And remember what we say here at Altered Stangs: leave no Stang unaltered. Leave no tubular unaltered? Maybe not. I know they're getting kind of expensive. Anyway, till next time. Bye, guys.